Hey everybody, welcome to Rachel's Never Seen. My name is Drew. That's Rachel over there. I think she's going to be over there. She's over there for here. Edit-wise, this could get really tricky. But, yeah, so she and I, when we first started dating, we first started talking about, I'm a movie guy. I love film, absolutely love it. And I make my own short films. I do documentary work. I do all sorts of stuff involved in that. And then I started dating her. And I was like, ooh, someone else who maybe she's got an affinity for film and all that. No. Turns out no. In fact, it's almost the opposite. It's not that she hates film. She just hasn't seen any and just really doesn't care that she hasn't.
I lose attention span.
It's true.
Short.
It is. It's very short. It's sitcom length.
Yeah.
Occasionally hour-long drama, but mostly sitcom length. Yeah, mostly sitcom length. So that's the box I've been having to work in. And one of our all-time favorite, I would say right now, current shows on TV is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Absolutely love it. Please check it out if you haven't. It's a very funny show. She actually introduced me to it when we first started dating, because I was, I don't care or whatnot. I wasn't a big fan of Andy Samberg. I like some of his stuff, but I wasn't a big fan. Love the show. It is brilliant. It was really, really great. Well, all through it, the character of Jake Peralta, Andy Samberg's character, his absolute favorite movie is Die Hard. And as we were watching it, and he's cracking jokes and all of these references to Die Hard, and I lose it laughing because they're genuinely funny. She just doesn't get it.
I have no idea.
And I was just like, "You've never seen Die Hard?"
Nope.
And she's, no, not one bit. Never seen Die Hard. And I was like, okay, well, that's it. We're going to have to watch Die Hard. And then I thought it would be fun to get your critique of it as, an adult watching this movie that oh man, it might have come out before you were born.
Oh, no.
I was just thinking about that. I think it might have. Oh God, there's some math that's gonna have to be involved in there, but I think it did. I was gonna say it came out during your lifetime.
No.
I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a little bit in here.
I don't know why.
It's not your fault. Don't apologize at all. I just, it's the epiphany is what kills me. It's like, ooh, God, how did I not see this? Oh, jeez. Anyway, we decided to watch Die Hard because I would like to get her. I wanted to see what her perspective on it would be. Would she enjoy it? It isn't, obviously it's an action movie. It's got some violence in it. You are not by any means a violent person. Like you don't enjoy watching violence and gore.
None of that.
Now while this movie's not exceptionally gory, it does have graphic parts in it. Especially, when he's having to walk on broken glass and all of that fun stuff. So I was, it was a little hesitant, but I was like, you know what, though, she'll muscle through this because I think, one, as we talked about this, you did want to see it. You were like, well, this could be exciting. And
didn't I have to close my eyes at one point?
I think you did.
When somebody got shot in the head?
Yeah, you probably, when, boy, I can't think of his name. It's not Nakatomi, but,
Nakatomi.
Yeah, it's not. By the way, that's her other point of reference for this entire show. Is the Bob's Burgers episode, with the mashed up musical of Work Hard or Die Trying Girl.
Die Trying Girl.
Yeah, that's her other point of reference to Die Hard. And really, between that and all of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine references, you get Die Hard.
I mean, I had the plot down.
Yeah, you really did. Yeah, I was impressed. I mean, it's there. So yeah, we're going to dive right in, and there's one crucial question at the end of this I want you to answer, and I knew it would be something that you wouldn't see coming because there's a big public debate about this all the time, and that's whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas film. Is it a Christmas film? We'll answer that question at the end of this. In the meantime, we're going to get right into it. So, Die Hard stars Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis. Babe, remind me of where you know Bruce Willis from.
Friends.
Please do. Friends.
He was Rachel's boyfriend, I think, or Friends.
Joey, Hi, Ross.
So let's start off with the plot of the movie as it were. So
Right.
you have John McClane who's flying into Los Angeles.
Did his wife know he was coming?
Yes, he was invited. She invited him out to the Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza because they are separated right now because she took the job in L.A. He's a New York cop. The kids are there.
Right.
So he took the job there, or she took the job there, and so he's coming out there basically for Christmas. His kids are out there, but also trying to patch things up with his wife and see if there's anything worth
So he wants
salvaging.
to reconcile. He's leaning towards reconciliation.
Right.
But she seems to be more on the fence, using her maiden name and everything.
Correct. I think so too. I think she's open to the idea of it, but she needs to see where he's at on that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they're there at Nakatomi Plaza. I don't know what they do. They do some sort of industrial international business, where apparently they have a vault full of bearer bonds. Oh, the bearer bonds.
What are bearer bonds?
I don't know. I just looked this definition up before we started this, and I don't have my phone in front of me anymore to continue looking it up. I'm just going to go with blank check money. That's essentially what it is. I'm sure that's not what it is. Someone can feel free to correct me in the comments. That's fine. I'm probably not going to read it because I've already read it. But
I need to explain like I'm 5. Explain like I'm 5. What
there you
are
go.
bearer
Somebody
bonds?
explain bearer bonds in the comments as though you're explaining it to a 5-year-old.
A 5-year-old.
I'm calling it blank check money.
Okay.
So essentially that's what they have a shit ton in their vault apparently. So these international terrorists show up to essentially
Hans Gruber.
steal. Yes. He's Hans Gruber.
And I'm Gruben.
Hans Gruber, whom I know you're very familiar with, the actor, Alan
Alan
Rickman.
He was very handsome in this movie. I mean,
It's young baby Alan Rickman.
Young. I really only know him as Snape.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, because
Yes.
his voice is pretty recognizable. I did keep expecting him to say, turn to page 374, but that never happened, obviously.
No, clearly he wasn't that interested in.
No, but
that.
he was handsome.
Yeah. Hans Gruber and all of his little Grubens come in there and they start shooting up the place and threatening like they're a terrorist group looking to do some international thing when all they're trying to do is just really rob this place. It is a glorified bank heist.
And they don't have any connection. Maybe they're stealing their bearer bonds back if they're just blank checks, and the people the Nakatomi people stole them and they're stealing them back.
I don't think that's how bearer bonds work.
Oh.
But I like your conspiracy theory though, your fan theory on it. Why not?
What?
Maybe they are good guys.
They are good guys.
Nakatomi Plaza's the bad guy. Y'all remember that.
Yeah. Just I don't know what I was gonna say.
Just go with it, right?
Just go with it.
Just go with this theory. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was surprised at how, in most hero versus villain scenarios, you've got them fighting each other, literally fighting each other, but they weren't really interacting with each other much in person. It was all radio, walkie-talkie.
There it is.
Walkie-talkie.
Trying to figure it out for a minute. Yes. Yeah, it was all kind of verbal communication between the two, which is, part of the fun of the movie is you have John McClane as just this beat cop who's, one man against
That's true.
20-something people.
That was entertaining.
And how he can try and stay alive, keep hostages alive, get signal for help, and slowly take them out one by one.
There's a freaking body thrown off the building. Nope, everything's fine here. But just go home.
Well, Sgt Al Powell didn't want to go
Sgt
home.
Al Powell is the
Sgt.
true
Al Powell.
hero of this story.
Right. And we're going to get into your theory on that here in a little bit. But Sgt. Al Powell, played by Reginald VelJohnson, whom everybody knows as America's favorite cop, Carl Winslow, from Family Matters, which somehow you didn't see either.
Wait, no, that's the SteveMerkel show.
That's the SteveMerkel show.
My grandma had a doll where you pulled a string and it said phrases.
Oh, boy, that's torture. Even at the height of its popularity, that's torture.
She had another one, too. It's Pee Wee Herman. She had a Pee Wee Herman doll, too.
Oh, wow. Now, see, I love me some Pee Wee, but no, I don't want that anywhere. God almighty, having to listen to that? No, Jesus.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
It probably was those poor adults because I was a kid and it was funny
to you. Oh, that's funny. And did I do that? Oh, that's funny. It's not funny. It is not funny. I'm
surprised nobody cut the strings on the freaking thing.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, I don't know what happened. Must have broke.
I wonder what happened to those things.
Well, hopefully they were destroyed somewhere, or
they probably
maybe
got
sent to Goodwill.
Put in a garage sale.
Right, and now they're torturing other people somewhere who have no idea what they are or who they are.
Probably not, no.
Yeah, but, yep, you have Sgt Al Powell.
Sgt Al Powell.
Who's just trying to go home to his pregnant wife, buying a bunch of Twinkies.
Yep.
Gets called to go check it out. He gets a body dropped on his car, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. Lots of people die. I'm just fast forwarding through all of this because let's be honest, that's what happens. A lot of people die. A lot of people, bad guys die. Not like a couple of good people die.
There were very few good people casualties.
Right.
I was
There
surprised
were.
about that.
Right. Well,
I thought the guy was gonna give up.
So the cokehead guy.
Yeah, the cokehead guy.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna rat. I can't remember now. Either Holly out or John.
John out. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna rat them out.
Right.
But
right.
he didn't.
He didn't. And he
so
paid
that was
for
a
it.
trope that I feel like was disproved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still find it funny that he asks for some Coke and they bring him a can of Coke and he just kind of just goes, hey, he's chill about it. Not what he was asking for.
Not what I wanted, dude.
Not what he was asking for at all.
Square.
But then you got arguably the most famous line in the entire film.
Yippee kayak, other bucket.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Insert Charles right here saying that. Just hold on a second. We're just gonna.
Yippee-kayak, other buckets.
There it is. There it is. It is hilarious when he says that too.
It's the best. I was disappointed, that there were also no hairspray blowtorches.
No
I
hairspray blowtorches
thought
anywhere
that'd
in
be a
that.
thing. I mean, the amount of hairspray I always wanted to call her De Janeiro.
De Janeiro.
Holly Gennaro uses I know,
right?
There's hairspray somewhere in someone's purse, in the women's room, in someone's office.
Oh,
there's hairspray there.
Yeah, well, it's definitely it's the 80s. Yes, there's hairspray all over that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely all
That's
over
what
that
I'm
office.
it
Easily
was a
available.
It'd been cool.
Yeah, it would have been fun, but no, I have to save that for Gina. That's just Gina's fun.
That's Gina's thing.
Yep, that's just going to be Gina's thing. And so, as we play through the film and whatnot, there's that one point where McClane and Gruber do meet up.
Right.
And it's so well played by the two actors.
I
think
because he tries to pretend he's not the bad guy.
Correct. Which I think is really funny. Accent or not, you can tell Alan Rickman's voice.
Yeah, I was trying.
It's such a distinct voice.
I was confused a little bit by his accent, as I didn't know. Sometimes he did sound like he had an accent, and other times it didn't. So
it was like, well, it's like it could have been German. I think it's supposed to be German. But obviously Rickman is British.
He's very British.
And so he's his natural British accent will come through.
That makes
Maybe
sense.
it's some sort of generic Eastern European accent,
Yeah.
Um,
So I think that John knew from the beginning, though, when he handed him the gun, he wanted to kind of postpone he knew the fight was inevitable,
right.
but he wanted kind of to postpone it until to give himself the advantage. So he gave him the gun, the empty gun, knowing that he was the bad guy. That's what I think.
I don't think he knew initially, but I also don't think he trusted anybody that came across him. Because he doesn't know anybody there short of Holly.
Right.
and the cokehead that he had met earlier. Other than that, he didn't know anybody there.
Yeah.
Everybody else is a potential terrorist. So I think he played it safe, like you said, with giving the gun, knowing regardless if this guy is my side or not, I'm giving him an empty gun just on that case that he isn't, you know. And I think he ended up playing it safe. But I think at first he didn't know, and he just played a safe move as he went through with it.
Shoot the glass.
To me, it's just like the most painful thing when he has to walk across that glass with no shoes on. The entire film he has no shoes on, which is a funny thing because remember at the very beginning the guy told him, to get rid of jet lag, to walk around barefoot
to, like,
on the
ground
carpet.
yourself. Yeah.
Right. And bunch your feet up like fists.
Okay,
And so he was doing that, and then all hell broke loose, and he never put on shoes. And so it's something you don't even think about until they do the whole glass moment, and you're like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be awful."
See, that one, I feel like that part didn't bother me too much, honestly.
Oh God, that's so brutal, just seeing that like trail of blood from where he.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That might have been
Maybe
where you.
That might
have been where you. I know you did it when he was cleaning his foot out in the sink.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's one graphic shot on that where he's pulling a piece of glass out of his feet.
Well, I only remember doing it one time, so it had to be that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd be remiss without talking about the FBI agents, Agent Johnson and Agent Johnson.
We're from the FBI. They're not twins.
They're not twins.
Not twins at
Even
all.
though they were portrayed by twins in the epic mashup musical "Work Hard or Die Trying" Girl.
They indeed were.
Andy and Ollie.
Andy and Ollie.
They were portrayed beautifully by them. But they are, the FBI comes in and just kind of bulldozes everyone and ends up getting blown up. One of my favorite things is like Hans being foiled by a watch. The very end, like when he is hanging out of the window and he's hanging onto Holly's wrist, he has a hold of her watch. And that's what John reaches down and undoes, and that's what he falls from.
Oh.
He was literally hanging on by a watch.
That seems like he could have been holding on to her arm.
Her wrist or whatever, but he just happened to be like wrapped around the watch, and then...
And it's probably, when it loosened, it probably just slid, and
It either slid or it comes completely off, like it completely bands open, and he just, down he goes.
Bye-bye.
And then, of course, the very end, Sgt. Powell shoots. Oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Carl.
Carl with the luxurious hair.
Yeah.
Shoots Carl.
Yeah.
And saves John.
Saves the day.
Yes. And it was at this point, as we were watching this film, that you came to an epiphany that I had never considered.
I had an epiphany.
Having known this movie for 30 some odd years, never considered it.
Takes some fresh set of eyes.
Absolutely.
So it's not a Christmas movie. It's an Al Powell redemption arc.
Consider that, people. Consider that. This whole movie is a redemption arc for Sgt. Al Powell.
Mm-hmm. He's the main character. He's the guy.
You're experiencing all of this stuff. And he tells you, and you know where his past was with he shot a child and it haunted him. It still haunts him. And he follows this beautiful arc to where he draws his gun again to save a man he doesn't even know.
I mean, he was the most human, I like to think, especially now that you said that, to save a person you don't even know. I like to think that one of the most basic human nature type things is like empathy and wanting to help another person.
Right.
He's the most human in the film.
Now
I'm getting all mushy about it.
Sweet Sgt. Powell. So, and then of course there's so here's a funny thing. I'm not saying this is the next one that we're doing, but it's been popping up recently, like Ghostbuster references all over the place. And the guy who plays the TV reporter, the obnoxious, awful TV reporter.
Yeah, which that's a whole different.
He's such a sub villain. It's unreal, and
Just driving your stat truck wherever the heck you want to go.
Wherever you want to go. Okay, so we both have a history of working it. She still currently works for a TV station. I worked for TV stations for 20 some odd years.
That's how we met.
So it is absolutely how we met. And in both of us, especially me, because I've seen more movies, but it drives me nuts when I see the portrayal of local TV in films when it's just like, that's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. There's no way you could do that.
They're driving through fire at one point.
They drive the live truck straight to the front of the damn tower, and I'm like, you're not getting anywhere near that building if there's a terrorist situation going on. And I'm talking even pre 9/11. You're not getting anywhere near that. No situation's doing that.
I did a one.
So, but that guy, William Atherton's the actor's name. He plays essentially the human bad guy, if you will, in Ghostbusters. Okay. And he plays an equally obnoxious. The guy pretty much got typecasted the rest of his career since Ghostbusters, playing an obnoxious dick. And he does it beautifully. If you can make a career out of that, I guess go for it.
Yeah.
But he's awful. He's absolutely awful, and this character is just like an extension of that. Like this reporter is so bad, it's so terrible, and the fact that like there's gunshot fire coming from this massive tower in downtown Los Angeles, and the news director's just like, meh. We can't send anybody. We're not going to send anybody to that. I was like, what? What? How are you not diverting everyone to that?
Right?
That sounds like a huge
big deal.
Right? You should have a chopper up on that at least. Send somebody out there. So, but that was Die Hard. Very poorly, shortly, condensed here by us. But that was Die Hard. What were your overall takeaways from Die Hard?
Overall, I did enjoy it. It was, I think overall I would give it a 6.5. Only just like, it's not my type of movie, but it wasn't a bad movie. So,
do you think this is a Christmas film?
Do I think it's a Christmas film?
Correct.
I think it's a Harry Potter film. Alan Rickman sneaking around in towers. Come on.
I mean, okay, you're not wrong.
All right, okay.
You're not wrong a little bit on that one. I can't argue.
Seriously, though, do I think it's a Christmas film? I am going to go with yes, because it's Christmassy at the start. Like, he's whistling jingle bells or whatever he's whistling, and it's snowing. And did we see him in New York? Why am I having images of New York?
He's not in New York at all.
Well, I thought it was snow, but that's wrong.
There's no snow at all.
Never mind.
It's Los Angeles.
So I was going to go with he's whistling a Christmas song at the beginning. And yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Not one probably you want to watch with your family. It's no Rudolph. It's certainly not How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But it's a Christmas movie.
I don't think it's a Christmas movie. Because I think Christmas movies have there's the Christmas spirit kind of aspect to it.
Well, that's the Al Powell part.
And I don't know. I think the redemption arc is its own thing. And I think you're right on that's something folks have never considered. I think that's a nice hot take you just came up with. It's called the Rachel theory on Die Hard, that it's actually an Al Powell redemption arc.
There you go.
Well done, baby.
Thank you.
Well done.
I'm sorry I didn't mean to interrupt your explanation.
It's okay. No, I don't think it's one of those movies that grabs and it's really tough for me to sit here and articulate what the Christmas spirit is.
No, I get it though. It's just that feeling that comes around, at Christmas time.
Right. And it's it doesn't end on a high note. Well, yeah, it does end on a happy note, I guess, but it just doesn't feel like, when I watch it, I don't feel like a Christmas movie. I don't feel there's a certain intangible that comes with that, and I don't feel
do you think this would be an action movie?
It's definitely an action movie.
Do you think that there are action movies that are Christmas films?
I think, yes. I think there are Christmas films that have action in them. Most of them are going to be comedy-based. Good example of that, I think, is Jingle All the Way. I think Jingle All the Way is absolutely a Christmas movie. That has a lot of fun action sequences and stuff in it.
But that would still be a family movie, right?
Yes, that would still be a family movie.
Is that
So
your
you're trying to find a rated R.
I'm trying to find a movie that you would consider a Christmas movie that wouldn't be something that like a 6-year-old would watch.
Gremlins. We'll get to it. Don't
Okay.
worry. We'll get to that. That's probably going to come up in December's movies. We'll get to that one. But yeah, Gremlins. And I know some of you are Gremlins. Gremlins is a Christmas film. We'll get to that later. But, well, thanks for watching this, guys.
Thank you.
There's going to be many more coming because I've got a shit ton of movies and
I've got a shit ton I've never seen.
So we get to just plow through all of these, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see where this goes. And I think the dog needs to go outside.
She's waiting at the door.
All right, so I guess we need to let the dog out. We're going to let the dog out, but we're going to try and do better next time for you guys, all right? See ya.